Alright, this is a weekly reading for Aries. Let's see, I did channel some things, but I'll leave that for the end. So we have 10 songs this week. Let's pick one for the reading. Let's see. Rod Stewart, She Makes Me Happy, which it keeps sticking out to me. I keep going down the page and I'm like, okay, let's do that one. But yeah, you know, it's a pretty good song. I'm not really into, like, you know, that slow, like, pop music, classic stuff. But, yeah, I'm more into, like, classical music, or jazz, or metal, or, you know, something that, you know, isn't like serenading. But anyway, let's get into the reading. We got your week as a whole, which is the 10 of Swords, rarely positive from the bottom, and nothing worse can happen. Betrayal, loss, crisis, painful endings, and deep wounds. This could be you, or this could be somebody else, but this is basically where your whole week is going to be focused. You could actually meet somebody with deep wounds. Alright, so something unexpected that will arise. We have the Two of Swords in reverse. An enemy you cannot beat. Arguments which go nowhere. Confusion, conflict. No right choice. Worthy opponents. Lesser of two evils. So, so there might be, like, somebody who's, like, you know, more than evenly matched to you. They probably have the advantage. They probably, you know, popular, really well liked, or picking on you to a degree of personal blackmail. But I do feel like this person's a worthy opponent to some degree. But it's kind of like they know your weakness to a point, I feel. And it could also be that you're balancing your options also of different things, and this person's kind of getting in the way of that. So number 3, how to stay grounded and balanced. The 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles is achieved, let's see, achieved relationship goal, cultivating a relationship, patience, give and take, cooperation, understanding each other, business partners, colleagues, working with friends, a mentor. So this could be that you had to actually talk to one of your mentors. They might give you some good advice. They might give you some Yoda advice. Or maybe you have a stuffed Yoda and he gives advice. Like, I have one of those somewhere. I lost him though, but, you know, what are you gonna do? Anyway, number 4, important emotion you will feel this week. We have the Moon. Cycles which are welcome, increase in intuition, illusion, unconscious fears, femininity, all of that is not as bad as you think. So, could be a dream you had, could be something that you're kind of trying to figure out while you're, you know, living or while you're asleep. I do feel like you might be over emotional at this current moment, whether it's good or for the worse. Like, you could be kind of like changing with the moon. You're going from one extreme to the next, and your emotions are all over the place. Depending on what's going on, you could be over emotional, over dramatic, just like coming and going. It's like, it's a whole different thing for you, and it could be a bit too much at times, but it could be a lot to handle at the current moment for you. So whatever it is, a lot of stuff. probably life in general. Alright, number 5, something that will inspire you. We have the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords is loss of something which isn't that great to begin with. Unbridled ambition. Your enemies receiving an empty victory. Win at all costs sneakiness. So, there could be some shenanigans going on. You can out-shenanigan somebody else, or you could, beat somebody at their own game, or be rewarded with something that they wanted, which they're not getting. But, it's, it depends on what it is. So it could be a bit of a lot of things. So, number 6, how your spirit guides will speak to you this week. You have the Temperance. So, pure contentment, middle path patience, a peaceful home life, the end of arguments, conflicts, stuff like that. Finding meaning, management of time and money. So you could be kind of saving money or balancing checkbooks or doing taxes or doing something that really will help you out in the long run. I feel like it's needed. I feel like it might be tedious work, but it's needed this week, just to make sure that you're all caught up, balanced, and, just thriving. That type of thing. Number 7, how to best support yourself this week. We have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is too slow to act, work without reward, is a wet blanket, having no fun, obsessiveness, works too hard, laziness, all work and no play. So you might need a day off, you might need a self-care day. I know fire signs I have to convince to have a day off. They're kind of like, oh, I'm going to work today, and then they work overtime and multiple shifts and all that. And then they're wondering why they're worn out and they can't do what they want to do for the weekend. Sometimes you need a break. You need to say, hey, I need some self-care days to, get my energy back or whatever it takes. Anyway, Aries, let's see your message. We have being stabbed in the back, a situation or person bringing out the worst in you, creative crafts, harassment, bad temper. So you might be having a time of it. There might be some betrayal here, a lot of heated tempers, also a lot of creative crafts. Somebody else might have stole your idea, or you're kind of, maybe your rival and you have the same mind, and you're like, how do they keep guessing what I'm going to do next? And it's a little bit frustrating, but at the same time, it's going to be funny later down the road. I'm going to let you know that, because me and my friend from kindergarten, we actually sync up a lot, where she'll play a video game and want to tell me about it, and I'll play the same video game, and she'll be like, what, you already played it? I'm like, yeah, I was going to tell you about it. Yeah, it's sick, but it's really funny. It's like, that's why we're friends, we're the same people. But anyway, I feel like this will get to a point where there's going to be a breaking point, or the point where you're going to have to be mature individuals, or totally drop this person out of your life. Hopefully it's the latter, where you're kind of like coming to a resolution, and then you can easily let go of this person. But if it's in a work situation, it might be a little bit more complex than that, and every time you see each other, it might be a little bit of a cat fight, a dog fight, a brawl, yeah. So hopefully it's not in a work situation, because if your boss sees you fighting with somebody, they might think that you're immature and you can't take on responsibilities. So, take that into consideration. Anyway, Aries, I hope this helps you out in some way, shape, or form. I feel like it's a little bit too much information, but I do feel like it's going to help you out in the long run. So if you're fighting with somebody, I would try to be the more mature person so I don't lose my job if it's in a job situation, and also if it's like in public, because I feel like there could be a lot of onlookers and there might be somebody that like works with you or something that will get back to the boss eventually or tape it for YouTube and then like totally make your job like be on the line for some reason or another. So be aware of your surroundings, be aware of um, it, it, you know, stuff. You know, anything can be used as evidence nowadays, so just take that into account. Um, like, I do feel like it's going to be tit for tat, like, both ways, but I do feel like you need to put your priorities first. If it's your job, if it's your personal life, if it's your relationship, stuff like that, um, do that first. Um, don't be getting in petty fights and then lose everything and then you're surprised. Like, duh, you know. But, you know, be mindful of things, you know. I feel like, you know, some fire signs just go off the handle and they don't really see what they had before was really good. You're not really fighting for what you have, you're kind of, you know, just constantly losing stuff, which isn't a gain in your behalf. So just remember that. Anyway, Aries, I hope this helps you out in some way, shape, or form. I know I kind of run on and run on and run on. But, you know, I try to do it to help a lot of people out, or, you know, people getting the messages out. And not all these messages will resonate. I understand that. But for one person, it's going to help them out a lot so that they understand how to deal with their problems and maybe grow, you know. So, hopefully it did that. If you want to look at any more of the songs on the 10 song playlist for the week, they're down in the description. You know, you can have fun with those. Anyway, I will see you in the next reading, alright, Aries? Bye now.